Hello and welcome back to Brandywine Stitches. Today is Tuesday, June 25th. I almost said today was June 6th, but that's the number of our month, not the day. 2024. It's been 2 weeks. I haven't got a whole lot done. I hyper-focused on getting Labyrinth done and kind of neglected my WIPGO numbers a little bit. More on that as to why I was hyper-focusing later. We'll start with like the progress in the haul, and then we'll go into the life update and what's been going on for the last 2 weeks for why I haven't been able to be good on my WIPGO numbers. So yeah, as I was saying, I was working on the Labyrinth Magic Dance because I'm so close to a finish. I just want it done. So I can't remember if this picture was correct from last time, but this is approximately where we saw it last time. I think I had a little bit more done, like maybe the top just above, like the words above this that said the babe, and then it'll be outlined what babe. I think I had that done, but I didn't have a correct picture for it, so if you can go back and check it, but I did get a lot more progress done on it. So this is where we are currently standing with it. As you can see, we're nearly done. We have 2 of our goblins finished. We have this guy finished. I think he's got might have a little bit more over here I gotta do, but the colors I need here, I need in this guy. So I'm just waiting until this one calls those colors to get him done as well. Toby, I just need to find that color for his eyes. I don't know if I have it in my stash or if I have to buy it. And then we have Jareth all done, and then this guy done, and then we're working on our last goblin here, and we're gonna finish up Remind Me Of. So close, and then I'll just have backstitching here and backstitching here, and she'll be done. Bring her in so you guys can see those goblins. How cool are they? This has been so fun to stitch on, and I don't normally like stitching on like characters that look like these, but I've had so much fun working on the Labyrinth. I haven't wanted to set it down. My daughter does gymnastics on Monday nights, and she alternates between who's going to take her, me or her dad. And if I take her, then this was usually the thing. This is what I took with the last time I took her to gymnastics, which is how I was able to get a little bit more progress done. It's easier to take small things that I can take all the threads with me, because I know a lot of cross stitchers do like project bags, so they have like all of their floss for that one project with the Aida and a needle minder all in that one bag. I like the idea, but I also don't. Like, I like the idea of having all of the things all in one place, but I like to switch up my projects that I'm working on quite frequently, so I like to just use one place for all of my threads. So I have like a letterbox that I have my Annie's Keepers filed on, and I have them all in numerical order in there, and I just set that box with me. It's got my scissors, my magnets, my needles, everything in the top of it, and then I can just grab the different project that I need and then not worry if I don't have the thread. Sometimes I do, but not as much. That also, because I have a lot of big projects, that prevents me from spending hundreds of dollars on project bags and Annie's Keepers and the thread that is probably going to end up being duplicates at the end of the project. I get it, you're supposed to buy all of it because of the lots, the color lots and everything. I'm not too worried about it. Like, I'm probably never going to remember what color was supposed to be what if they're just a couple of shades off. I don't have that color mind. I'm sure someone who's an artist and does a lot of color work, they might be able to. I don't have that specific color mentality, so there's no way I'm going to be able to figure that out. So because I was working on the Labyrinth, I just picked the threads that I needed and I put them on a travel Annie's Keeper and took that with me when I was taking my daughter to gymnastics, or when I didn't have anything else to do on my lunch at work, things like that. And then I've been stitching on it at night too, a little too much. I had to force myself to stop it and work on something else because I knew I had made the promise to myself that I was going to try to get my Storybook sal done in the month the parts came out in. So I was like, I need to stop working on Labyrinth. I need to start working on the Storybook. So before I show you Storybook and where we're at with that, Labyrinth got 1,507 stitches so far this month. I don't remember, because now I'm realizing it's the end of the month. I probably had some of that done in the first 2 weeks, and I didn't calculate out what we had. I can probably try to do quick math with my notes right here. I know we're approximately like 95% done. If I do the quick math, it looks like we added like maybe like 400 stitches, which is a good amount. That's quite a bit. So I had to stop the Labyrinth for a while. So that's where we're at with that. Like I said, it's about 95-ish% done. Markup RXP is not calling this one correctly. It's telling me I'm like 80% done because it says that there's a lot of the background in it. Like what's supposed to be white here, they're calling it colors, and I just don't have the time or patience to go through and mark it all as done just to get the stitch count correct, especially when I'm this close to the end. It would be nice to have it marked green in my markup RXP, but maybe I'll worry about that after I'm done with the stitching and I can have that completionist in the app. But for right now, I'm just focusing on where the stitches are. I'm just realizing I'm really far over. There we go. Sorry. Now I'm a little bit more centered. So that's where we're at. I'm going to put this away and be good and finish my whip go numbers and my Storybook style. And then if those are all done before the end of June, which is coming up here very, very quickly, I will then pull this back out and try and finish it. But I need to finish my other stuff first. So speaking of what else I've been working on. So like I was saying, I had to put Storybook sal, or I had to put Labyrinth down so that I could work on the Storybook sal. And this is where we saw it last time. I don't think I touched on this one at all in the first 2 weeks of the month. I got maybe 60 stitches, which wasn't a lot. It was like one little portion. I didn't do very good on pictures this week or last time, but I've been making a good amount of progress. So far for the month, including the 60 stitches that I showed you guys last time, I had 1,015 stitches done on the Storybook sal in total. So I showed you where we were last time. This is kind of what we have as a guess for what it's going to look like when it's the end, because it's a stitch along, so it's a mystery. So this is where we are currently, and don't mind my hanging thread. I was stitching and decided to stop to go to bed and just took the needle off and started working on something else. So here's our stairs, and then we've got all of these books. A lot of these blank spaces like here, I've got 2 colors of thread that I haven't used for any other project. I have them, I just need to put them on an Annie's Keeper, so that way I can use them and then I can finish stitching. So that's pretty much all that's left. There's like 3 colors here that need to be done. Not a lot. So we'll finish Whip Go and then finish this and then Labyrinth. So this is where we're at right now. Lots of pinks and reds. Got some hearts because this is our romance section. I can tell by the colors it's going to be the romance section if the hearts weren't our dead giveaway. So that means like up here we're going to have the title that says romance. But I don't know if that's coming next month or later. We'll see. So this is where we're at. This has been so cool to stitch on. It's blocky and it's nice. So this is another one of those projects that's right now nice to stitch on when I'm doing other things that I need my mind on. So like when we're doing our podcast and listening to the book and actually talking on the podcast, I can stitch on this because I don't have to do a lot of color changes. It's very blocky and I can just easily kind of set it down and not forget where I am. So this has been very helpful for that. Water break. Isn't this lovely? This is one of the new limited edition circle bottle drops. These came out at the beginning of the month and they're probably all sold out. They dropped 3 of them, silver, gold, and black. They were leopard. I got the silver and gold because I can't help myself. So it's so pretty and it keeps water cold and it's wonderful, especially when you're outside on 90-degree days. This keeps the water cold for quite a long time, especially if you have it full of ice. So if you need cold water and you're outside, fill this thing, get a metal tumbler, fill it with ice, and then water, and then you'll be cold all day long. And even into the next day, which is great. Okay, so there is the 2 non-WIPGO calls that I've been working on this month. I have been working on those most of the month, so I'm just now starting on Festive Feline because I need to. If you recall from last video when we went over, or 2 videos ago, it might have been both of them, if you recall, my 2 WIPGO numbers, I don't remember the exact numbers, but one was that I needed to work on Festive Feline. Let me not flash it up there and actually get it for you guys. The kitty cat that looks like Pixel, my baby, or my husband's baby, at wintertime. So we've had to work on this one for 400 stitches, and I'm just now getting to start on it. I just put in 60 stitches on this morning, the first 60 stitches. So we're at 0.2%. We're at 0.2% done. I didn't even bother taking a before picture because that's how little progress I did this morning, because I did it this morning. So let me see if I can see these colors better. Okay, so if you can see, let me angle this towards the light, you can see we've got our green and blue vines from up in the corner. We're starting it here, and this is a little bit of stitching I did. 6 rows, columns, 6 columns of 310. There's gonna be a lot of 310 in this first page. There's 2,000 stitches plus of 310. So it looks like we're coming into a block of 310 right here. So the 400 stitches on this is going to move by very quickly. I'm not super worried about it. I'm going to turn this light off now so I don't blind myself. Okay. I'm not super worried about not being able to make this goal by the end of the month, which is next week, because like I said, it's mostly blocky color and it's mostly 310, so I can probably, I feel confident that I can get this done. The other WIPGO call that I was supposed to do was my Leafeon blanket. I was supposed to do, or my Eeveelution, a crochet blanket, and I chose the Eeveelutions from Pokemon, and I started working with the Leafeon. Sorry, I was looking at Labyrinth on my screen and trying to say Labyrinth, and I knew that wasn't right. So I started with Leafeon, and I can't remember where we were last time. I do remember at some point I had made a bunch of progress and then realized I had it too far over to one side. And it wasn't going to be like off the chart or anything, but it just would have looked odd because like her nose would have been right on the edge, and then there would have been like this much green space behind her tail. And it was too off center. It didn't look good. So I had to rip it back out and start back from the color change, but I got it recentered and it looks good. So I've made quite a bit of progress on it. There's a lot of hanging threads. I don't like to sew in my ends until the end just in case I do have to rip it out. That way I have more thread or more yarn I can work with. So this is where we're at right now. So it looks good back here. So this is her back legs, a little leaf off her back legs, her front legs, and we just started the one on her chest. So you can see we just started her belly here. So this is the farthest I've gotten on her. We've done 6 of the 8 days. I was hoping I would have had my 8 days done this weekend, but it was too hot. So there's where we are. I still have to do 2 more days on her, but again, I can do her at D&D. I can work on this during our podcast. My husband's wants my help editing a book. I don't need to be on screen with him. I just need to be in the room, so I can work on this at that point too. So again, I'm not worried about getting another 2 days done on her. So there is Leafeon. Hopefully next time we'll have most of her body done, if not completed. I don't think I'm going to complete it, but hopefully we'll have most of her body done. So that's where we are with that. Super exciting. If you remember from last time, one of my friends, a big crocheter, she found ergonomic crochet hooks by Furls Crochet. or Furls Fiberarts is what it is. And because I started a new cross stitch project, or a crochet, I keep saying the wrong things. Crochet project. She got me kind of into them. And I've always kind of admired them from afar, but I've just never gotten back into crochet enough to warrant buying them because they are like $20 or $30, but they're beautiful. I showed you guys one last time. I don't remember, so I bought two. One for this crochet project for this blanket, and another because not only do I do a lot of cross stitch, but in my downtime I also make and sell soy candles. And one of the things that my grandmother showed me how to do that a lot of my customers really like is crochet scrubbies. I don't have any right now with me that I can show you, but if you go on my Etsy, which I'll put the link in the description, or on my Square, I'll put both links down there, you can see a picture of them. They're just a crocheted nylon scrubby, and they're perfect for cleaning dishes or cleaning bathrooms, or I've even had people use them to like clean their vegetables like potatoes and carrots and get like the dirt off of them. But I need a separate size from what I was using for my blanket, so I ended up ordering two, one for each. And let me tell you, using this Furls hook on the scrubbies has made a world of difference. So I used to use like the basic straight metal Susan Bates crochet hook, and I could do maybe one. It took me like 20 minutes to do one, and my hand would hurt because I would have to hold the hook so tightly to be able to force it through this nylon webbing. And it's so nice now. It's ergonomic, so it flows, like it's easier to hold. I still have to push it through because the nylon's tight, but it doesn't hurt to crochet it, which is beautiful. So this is the one for my blanket. This is called Polaris. If I can get it to focus, it's nice and pink and clear and sparkles. I almost dropped it and I would have cried. Pink and clear and sparkles, different shades of pink. So this is the one I'm using for my blanket, which I love it. And the other one I ordered is called, their colorway is called Andromeda. So this one is like clear blue and grayish purple, like a grayish brownish pinkish color, and some glittery silver in there. So this one is supposed to resemble obviously the Andromeda Galaxy. And while this one is beautiful, and I was torn between which ones I wanted to get, I was also kind of called by this one because my daughter's middle name is Andromeda, and so it kind of had a special place. We have a special place for roses and Andromedas and things like that with her. And then my friend has extra of these, so she gave me this. This is a little case that the hook can go into. Keeps it safe. Always know where it's at. Great. I got another one for my other one. For both, I got a case for both hooks that go in their own bags. So they're beautiful. I love it. I want more of them because they have so many pretty ones. Like June starts the Cancer zodiac sign. Started a couple days ago, so they came out. They have a zodiac line. They just came out with the Cancer one, which is like a blue and pink and white swirl. And I'm a Cancer. I'm born in July. And I want it so bad. Do I need it? No. But do I want it? Yes. So I think I can justify it if I start doing more crochet things, but then I have to think about what sizes do I want it in. So we're just going to let it be. I'll just admire it from a distance from now, and then if I get it, I get it. Other little bit of kind of haul. I went to Joann's last week. I had a short day at work, and I was like, great, let's go to Joann's because I know as soon as I get Labyrinth done, I already know I'm going to work on a new project, small one. It's called As You Wish. I don't have the picture up, but I'll get it for you guys when I do start it. It's really, really simple. Bought it off of Etsy, which I'll post that down as well. And a couple of the reviews, they had added to it. And so they had added like green stitching for like grass. So I was like, I love that idea. Let's do that. So I had to go get some variegated green yarn thread because I don't have any. So I picked up 3 different colors, and I wasn't sure because I didn't have anything with me in the store because I was coming from work. So I don't know which one of these I'm going to go with. But we'll get the main stitching done, and then we'll do a floss toss, and we'll figure out which one of these will work with As You Wish. So that's that. July's Whip Go calls are number 6 and number 23. I've got my notes on my lap, which is why I keep looking down. Number 6 for me was to work on Goddess of the Tides, which is this beautiful lady standing in the ocean where her dress kind of melts into the ocean. I'm supposed to do 400 stitches on Goddess of the Tides, and then also on the rose drawing from Titanic. My Whipco board called for 500 stitches on Titanic's rose drawing. So those are my July Whipco calls. So we'll get those for next month. So you'll see some progress on one or both of those next month. But that's where we are with all of my cross stitch and my projects. It's been a very hectic couple of weeks. So I haven't touched Titanic since the last time you guys saw it because all of our friends have been camping, vacationing, going up north. We've all been busy, and we haven't had D&D, and so I haven't worked on Titanic yet in the last couple weeks, and I've been focused on my cross stitching. During podcast nights, so I haven't done my Supernatural card, which I do know I need to get those 2 projects finished, so that way they're done, they're off my plate, and I don't have to worry about them and feel like I'm neglecting them. So I do know that I need to get those done. So my plan is, because we're supposed to have a couple of podcast nights this week to kind of catch up and get a backlog ready to go, so that way we're not like record it, post it, record it, post it. We have like record, post the first one, record a 5th one. That way we have kind of like the word I want is on the tip of my tongue. I can't think of it. Whatever. So we have some ready to go before we're ready to post them. So we're gonna do hopefully a couple of nights of that this week. So I'll try and do my Supernatural card for one of them, and hopefully we have D&D this week so I can get Titanic some more progress done before next video. So what's been going on in my life? Other than being a busy mom of 2 small children and a full-time licensed vet tech, I'm the lead tech at my clinic. So even though I'm not like manager or anything there, I am part of the leadership. They see me as a leader in the hospital, and our boss, our manager, just had to go out on some sick leave for her family. Everything's okay right now. But me and the assistant managers, we call them shift leads at Banfield, we had to kind of step up a little bit more. So I've had a couple of longer days that I've come home and I've been super tired, and I haven't wanted to do as much, which comes with the territory of being a leader in the in a clinic. You take more responsibilities and you stay late and you get tired. But it's fine. My family knows about it, and my boss is kind of back, so everything's kind of moving in the good direction with her. So she's kind of back, but it's good. It's getting better. We're working on it. So hopefully I won't have as many long days past what I'm scheduled at work. But I've also been trying to, because like I said, I sell soy candles. So we had a craft show last weekend, just a few days ago. So I was trying to pack and get ready for that. It's one of my bigger ones for the year. So if you're in Michigan, in the Oakland County, Auburn Hills has a summer fest that they do every June, and it's not very big, but I get a lot of sales, like, because I'm local, I live right downtown Auburn Hills, like, everyone loves that I'm right there. They tend to buy a lot of my candles, and I do make a really good amount of money there. So knowing that, I was trying to get all of my product prepared. Pixel just hopped up here with me. I was trying to get all of my product prepared, and I was testing some new spreadsheets for my business and getting those set up so that way once Summerfest was over, I could update it with the sales and it would track appropriately. So I had a few days where I was working on that. I hyper-focused on it. So we know that I'm officially ADHD, so that's kind of explaining why I've been hyper-focused on certain things and neglecting the things that I kind of want to do. I'm on medication now, so it's only been 6 days. Today is day 6. So the hope is that with the medications, I will be able to focus on the things that I want to focus on and have less of the hyper focus on other things. Obviously, it's a work in progress with new meds. We don't know if this is the correct dose or even the correct medication for me. So I've been having to take time at the end of the night to journal how my day went, what symptoms am I noticing, how focused was I having side effects of the medication, things like that. So that way when I need a refill, I can go to my doctor and be like, hey, here's what's going on. It's working, it's not working. Here's what I'm seeing. And then we can either decide, do we need to change it, or where do we go from here? So that's kind of been where we've been at for the last couple of weeks, is dealing with the getting the ADHD taken care of, and the Summerfest for the last couple of days. I tried to, because it's really difficult to cross stitch at a Summerfest, or any craft show really, but a Summerfest especially, because it's so busy. Like, it's customer after customer after customer, and sometimes you have 2 customers that you're trying to help at the same time. And I have helped my friend, the one who got me hooked on the Furls crochet. She was there helping me because she was selling some of her plushies as well. And my mom stopped by for a little bit because she used to help me, but her finances are really tight, so it's hard for her to take days off from work to help me with the shows, which is fine because I've been doing this long enough. I can pretty much run them by myself. I'm confident in that now. I'm comfortable in that. So I did have help for a little bit, which was really nice when there was like 2 and 3 and 4 people waiting to buy candles. So that was great. The only downside was that it was 95 degrees with a real temp feel of like 2 or 3 degrees above it. So it was so hot and humid this weekend. Like, it rained a few times. We didn't get rained out. Thankfully, it rained before or after. And if it did rain during, it was like sprinkles and there was no thunderstorms, because we were worried about a thunderstorm at one moment, and that would have shut us down. But it was only like sprinkling rain, which was good. Cooled it down for a little bit, but then the humidity, and then when the rain stopped, all the heat and humidity came back, and then it was bad. So it ended up being too hot to crochet, even though I don't have a lot of the yarn. Like, I was just so hot. Like, my medication, I didn't realize this, it raises your core body temperature. The specific medication I'm on raises your core body temperature and then makes it harder for you to tolerate high heats. And I've already, for the past 5 or 6, 7 months or so, been feeling like I might be starting to enter premenopause. I know I'm only in my early 30s, but both of my mom and her mom had a ovarian hysterectomy at younger ages before they started menopause. So I don't know when they officially would have gone into menopause. I'm kind of going blind. And there's no way to test for it. And it's literally just around certain times in the month, I am just sweating at normal temperatures. And that was before I was on ADHD medication. So that, combined with my medication, this weekend was unbearably hot. I drink like a bird, typically. Thankfully, a couple of my medications cause dry mouth, which makes me drink more water, so I've been more hydrated. But with that heat, I could not drink enough water to stay hydrated. It's not even like I was profusely sweating, and I was trying to drink a lot of water. Like, Friday, we were only out there for 5 hours, and I drank some 30 ounces of water, which is impressive for me, because if you had asked me how much water I drank 2 years ago, the answer would have been maybe 12, if you're lucky. So now I drink like 20 in a day, but the fact that I drank damn near 30 ounces in a 5-hour span in the afternoon while being outside, that should tell you how hot it was. And I'm skinny. They would almost classify me underweight. I have very little body fat and muscle mass, so you would think I would be more comfortable in the heat, but it was so hot. It was ridiculous. I was trying to eat, and I was trying to drink water, and I couldn't get enough water in me. I ended up having a mild bit of heat exhaustion, like Saturday, because we were there from 11 to 8 at night. So we were there for, like 9 hours? And it was really hot all day. I ended up having a little bit of heat exhaustion. I was sweating, I was hot, I ended up feeling a little dizzy. Like, if I was standing still or I was sitting still, it was fine. But the minute I stood up or squatted down, because I had all of my extra candles underneath my table. The minute I squatted down to get those extra candles to replace what someone had just bought, I would get very dizzy and I would have to grab onto something. So that was one of the reasons why it was very, very helpful to have my mom there for part of the day and to have my friend Kimmy there helping me, because then I could just sit or I could just stand and then I could have them replenish the candles, or I could have them do the change, whatever it is. Like we divvied up the tasks, which probably was a little confusing for the customers, but it worked really well for us. But that also helped prevent me from moving too much and getting dizzy. I'm glad I didn't have heat stroke. Thank God. So if you're wondering why my voice sounds really rough right now, I'm assuming it's because I'm still slightly dehydrated. I was dehydrated enough on Sunday when my voice started sounding weird that I was like, let me drink some Pedialyte, because I know that's a rehydrating liquid. And I can confirm that the theory that if it tastes sweet, you're dehydrated, and if it tastes salty, you are hydrated enough, can confirm is true. We've had Pedialyte in house because last winter we had norovirus hit me, my husband, and both the kids. And it's hard to justify buying a jug of it when it goes bad in 48 hours. And the kids they don't ever really like it. So I just bought the little packets of it. So we still had some in the house. And I drank one back in the winter after norovirus, and it tasted a little salty because I was already kind of over it. It had started to hit the rest of my family and I was over it. But it tasted a little salty to me. So I drank 2 of those, one on Sunday, one on Monday, and they both tasted really sweet, which tells me that I was very dehydrated. I had a third one towards the end of the day on Monday, and it started to taste a little salty. So I was getting rehydrated. I think I'm not fully rehydrated, so I'm off today. I'm going to try and drink some more water, eat some fruits, since that's hydrating as well. And then hopefully I'll get over this quickly. But yeah, that's the life update. That's the haul and the cross stitch update. So next time I see you guys, it will be probably past the 4th of July. Let me check my little calendar. This is my husband's calendar. I can't figure it out. Let me check my phone real quick and I'll see what day, if we're doing the 2 weeks, when I'll see you guys. So it will be roughly July 9th or 10th when I see you guys next. So we're going to try and get all of our June Whip Go goals done in the next week. And then we'll kind of have probably a small start into July's Whip Go goals. But obviously if you're in America, it's going to be 4th of July coming up here soon. So whatever festivities we have coming on for that. I am scheduled to work 4th of July, but I don't know. We never know. It's a crapshoot. Flip a coin. It could be very busy. Oh, my dog ate the hot dogs, he got into the barbecue, he ate the potato salad, he's vomiting, he's having diarrhea, or it's nobody wants to come in because nobody wants to be there on 4th of July. So we'll see how that goes, if I'm there late or if I'm there out earlier on time, and what we all have planned for our 4th of July celebration with family. So that might put a pause in what I can stitch. But until next time, have a happy 4th of July, because I will see you afterwards. Keep stitching, and I will see you guys next time.